Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Let's Talk, a unique chat show of teenagers, for teenagers, and by teenagers, right? And the idea of having this is to know and learn from your feelings and thoughts, your experiences, because we are inquisitive to know more about you guys. So the three guests that I have today is Navya Ladha, Ria Bhajanka, and Isha Suvasaria. Talking about Navya Ladha, who is 14 years old and loves playing soccer. She has represented her school in various tournaments, and she has been honored to be a part of the school team and has played till the nationals as well. And beautiful part about Navya is she doesn't just play the sport because it keeps her fit and healthy, but also because it helps her reduce her stress and helps her think properly and makes her happy. That's beautiful, Navya. She's also interested in computers and history, and she doesn't go to school to mug answers and come first in class, but yes, to get knowledge and discover new things. She strongly believes that nothing can be done without happiness. And if you want to be a teacher, you can't become one if you're not happy about it. Happiness makes life a more beautiful thing. That is so beautiful, Navya. She knows the essence of life, which is, of course, being happy. Moving on to our next guest for today, Ria Bhajanka, who strongly believes that why regret something that you always wanted? She considers herself as a priority. She loves getting surrounded by people who uplift her. And she wants to become independent financially, emotionally, physically, mentally. And she's looking herself as a future corporate lawyer in making. Wonderful, wonderful, Ria. We're going to come with you with all our difficulties, okay? Now, our third guest for today is Isha Suvasaria, who is 15 years old, who loves playing the keyboard, has multiple hobbies, loves playing table tennis, is also interested into art and craft, and she has also represented her school at the World Scholars Cup at Yale University, likes the subject of maths and science, and she has also participated in numerous MUNs, her favorite being the Harvard MUN. Welcome Navya, Ria, and Isha. And we're looking forward to knowing more of you. So let's begin with Navya. Navya, tell us more about yourself. Yes, we got to know that you like to play soccer. What are the other areas of interest for you, my dear?
I really want to do social service in life. I want to help people. And this is something which I would definitely be doing in the future. Before I was deciding on what to become when I grew up. A therapist was in my mind because when you talk to people, you understand. I feel that, when I talk to my friends and I pour my heart out, that's when I feel good. So if I can do that for someone who does not have someone to talk to, I think it would be a very good thing for me and I would be really proud of myself. If I could help anyone in any way, that would really make me proud. And that is something which I really want to do.
That is so nice. It's really nice to have so much compassion at such a tender age of, yes, understanding other people's loneliness. Yes, you would just want to speak to them, understand their thoughts and feelings. And at the end of the day, the more we vent out whatever is inside of us, we start to feel lighter. And Navya, it's beautiful. So are you doing something about, are you taking some kind of studies or something to, as you said, you want to become a therapist? So what is your plan of action for that?
In my school, we have this community service, and last year we were given a project to do, and 5 of my friends and me, we decided we built this Instagram handle called as Each Hand for Each Paw, and we sell items there. We made stickers, scrunchies, diaries, a lot of different things, and we earned a total of 10,000, which was pretty good for us. And then we sent it to an NGO called Friendicos, which helps dogs in various ways. this is what I had done last year. And this year also, again in my school, we have to do a project. So I'm going to do that. And my grandfather, I'm actually inspired by this entire idea from him. He works really hard. Like I've seen him working every day. And whenever I all like when on Sundays when he's free, he always goes to a orphanage or an old age home, and he gives them special things like a lunch, like normal lunch. They would not get a lot to eat because there are a lot of people and they have their budget and everything. But he would make it an effort. He would call people, make really tasty food and give it to them. So I really like that, and I did the same thing on my birthday, and I was so happy to see it. And I served them food, and the feeling you get is just so good. It's just amazing. And I
Yes, that's so true. That's so true. It's more about the giver than the receiver. It's so true. That's wonderful. And yes, somewhere when your ecology is matching with your same values, you tend to stick onto that belief and value. And it's so, I believe that your role model is your grandfather. It comes from him, because you've seen him do all that from childhood, and you want to inculcate yourself as in that as well. It's beautiful, Navya. It's wonderful to know that as well, that you're involving in such a fragile age now. So let's move on to Ria. Ria, so what about your interests and what about your achievements? If you could just tell us more about that.
So, as you already mentioned, I'm really into the field. It's not only about just being a lawyer, but the reason as to why I chose this field was because all my interests, and my traits match to being a lawyer. I like to investigate things, analyze them, get to a practical situation, and also fight, not fight for the rights of people, and bringing up what the correct thing is. So, also communication is something which I truly believe in. If you communicate whatever you feel, whatever your feelings are, then that is something which is important. And even in our daily life, if there is even a slightest of communication gap, trouble does arrive, even if that's the slightest of things. So I think communication gap is something which is really essential. And considering all my interests, I have chosen to become this. I've chosen to choose this field. And also, apart from this, what I am interested in is creative writing, and also singing. So both of these, I do it not only just because I like to do it, but also because this is something like a stress buster for me. So whenever I'm feeling, say, low, or I'm feeling happy at that, anything, so probably I would just switch on a karaoke and record a song. Or probably I would just write a piece about something, or I maintain a journal as well. So these are some things which I really like to do. And when it comes to what I believe in, then as I mentioned earlier also, I truly believe that life is a journey. All right. And every moment of it, every part of it, you have to embrace it. There will be moments where you will be extremely happy. There's going to be joy, but at the same time, it is very essential to face the sorrow part as well. In general, also, when you keep moving on in life, there will be people who will either uplift you, who will be a support system, or there will be people who's going to put you down, or who's going to unintentionally put you down. Not everybody's intention can be to put you down, right? Sometimes they might want what's better for you, but then in the end, that is something which is hampering you. So, and you will lose people in your life. It's a fact of life. Today, even I'm afraid to lose certain people in my life. I've lost certain people in my life. So that is a life's journey. But in the end, this is something which is, some people might consider it a little stereotypical or a little harsh, whatever it is. But I really believe that the reason if you believe in your own self-worth, then that is not what it's called ego. That is not something which, people might term it, oh, she's so egoistic, oh, she thinks so much high of herself. But ladies and gentlemen, tell me one thing. In the all you got in your life is you. In the end, one thing that you can for sure have the guarantee is that you will be there with you forever, right? So if you realize your self-worth, nobody can stop you from becoming who you want and doing what you want. And not everybody will deserve the kind of love that you give, but then you need to know the kind of love that you give and the people you need to give it to. So that is the reason a bus has 20 to 30 seats, but in the end a Lamborghini just has two. So that is a fact of life which we can take it materialistically as well, but in the end, yeah, that is what I believe in.
Oh
And of
my
course, also
God. Yeah.
valuing your people who value you back. That is like really important to keep the people who, it is very important to have certain people in your life whom you can share stuff with. Like for me in my life, my role model is my mother, of course, and also my father and my best friend. So when it comes to my mother, the things which I look up to her is the passion and achievement which she has created and the achievements which she has done in such a short span of life. And you know, she has had struggles. I have seen her struggle. I have seen the kind of struggles she has gone through. But coming through it is in a difficult situation, and you know, nobody letting her stop. That is something I sometimes even I do. You know, maybe I criticize my mother, or sometimes I do behave. But in the end, when I think about it, all I do is feel proud for her. And also when it comes to my dad, he is someone who is very strong emotionally. So that criteria, I think it is very important to have in your life, to be emotionally strong, because you know, there is a balance which needs to be maintained. And in being emotionally strong, personally I feel that that is the excellent quality to have. And also moving on, for example, you had something going on right now, and then you need to, and that thing is over, so you need to consider that as an experience and move on. People might think that your absence didn't matter, your absence doesn't matter to them, that means your presence also didn't matter, but that is not the truth. For you to move on, for you to have a life, you got to move on. So that is the a lesson which I take from my dad. And the thing which I take from my best friend is that, you know, it is very important to hold on to things which actually matter. And also, life is a balance of holding on and letting go. So there are certain things which are very precious to hold on to. And there are also certain things which you need to let go of, because, you know, you need to let go of everything that weighs you down from flying. So that is what I believe in.
I don't believe that I'm listening to a
Thank you.
16-year-old. You know, it feels like I'm listening to this really wise lady who knows it all, who has it all, who's seen so much, who knows how to weigh the pros and cons. And the beauty of it is that both Navya, Riya, they managed to answer the next question, which is, who was your role model? So it's wonderful that, you know, you guys have already got into the flow, made us realize your thoughts and feelings. You're just pouring it out beautifully. And it's so nice to see that we have mature girls here. Wonderful. So let's move on to Isha now. Isha, can you tell us what about your interests and what are the activities you like to indulge in when you want to chill out?
I like to play the keyboard because music soothes my mind and it is actually relaxing. And I'm also giving exams, but mostly I do it for relaxation. Then I like to draw. I feel that I can express my feelings through my painting and let others see it. I feel that I'm quite a creative person. Apart from drawing and keyboard, I also like creative writing and writing poems and debating as well. Speaking in general, rather, any form of speaking, extempore, debating, and prepared speech, I like all of them. In studies, I like science, maths, computers, and in my future, I'm going to do something in the field of engineering, which I'm not completely sure of as of now, but something from engineering, from these subjects.
Oh, nice, nice, Isha. And it's nice to know how creative, the creative bunch of people we have today. Yes, we have Navya, who's sporty, who feels playing soccer is a stress buster. We have Ria, who again works on for creative writing and sometimes recording herself for that music again seems to be a stress buster for her with writing. At the same time, Isha is someone who wants to express her feelings through her artwork. Yes, and as the famous saying goes that a picture speaks 1,000 words. And that's wonderful, Isha, that you have that clarity and knowing, that someone is involved in art, someone is involved in creative writing, someone is involved in sports, because these are just various ways to actually release our emotions and our feelings. And of course, at the same time, they are creative work as well. So that's wonderful, wonderful, Isha. Good to know that. And now let me ask Ria. Ria, you were a part of the public speaking workshop as well, as Isha has also mentioned here that she likes impromptu and speeches, etc. So you were a part of the first batch of public speaking, right? So what do you think are the benefits of learning the nuances of public speaking early on in life?
Okay, so the first takeaway which I took from public speaking was letting go of stage fright. That was something which I always had in me. Like I would feel that nervousness before going to the stage. Once I'm on the stage, it's all gone. But that moment where you actually have to get up and do that particular task, it is pretty much horrifying. So that was something which was reduced. I would say that nervousness will always exist in anyone, even the biggest of speakers will always have that, and that is very, very normal to have it.
Absolutely.
But that was something which was my key learning. And also the second thing which I learned was the manner in which you express yourself, or the way in which you form your speech, or whatever manner in the pattern through which you actually, so that the audience gets an impact. Whatever you
so
say,
you mean the framework that
audience,
was,
so they should have a particular impact.
right?
Framework, exactly. So that framework is very essential. Like you have to go in a certain order so that the flow keeps coming. You cannot just speak something at once and then you can. So it has to be in a particular pattern and not mixed up. So that is one key learning which
Wonderful.
I learned.
So that helped you. Yes.
My speaking skills and skills.
All right. So yes, stage fright, constructing your speeches, those were your key takeaways. Wonderful. What about Navya? Navya, what about you? What do you cherish being a part of the public speaking workshop?
From childhood, I have never been confident. I've never had confidence in myself, whether it was even playing soccer, like, if you have to take the ball and you have to go to the goal to score, like I would not have the confidence to do it. I know what I have to do, but taking the ball from one place or just passing it on, if I make a mistake, I would think a lot. I would overthink, and I wouldn't have confidence in myself. So this workshop, I've actually started having confidence in myself. Like right now, I'm actually not hesitating when I'm speaking. Like I'm just speaking whatever is coming to my mind. I'm just speaking I think this is one thing. It's the most important thing in life: confidence, self-confidence. And this workshop has given me confidence. So I'm truly, truly grateful for this workshop. And also during this workshop, we would meet also. There was a point of time we would meet and we would do fun things. I still remember once we had to sell products, and it was a toy. I don't really remember. It was a horse shape, and I did a very funny selling thing of it, and I my friends still tease me for it. So I think it's just fun. I'm just gonna have many.
I still have the recording of that also.
Yes, these activities, sometimes when you bring out the child in you, it just makes you crazy. And when you remember those moments, you laugh so much over it. Yes, it was really fun. Even I remember that, Navya. We actually sat on the horse and became like a small baby to sell it. Yeah. Yeah. What about Isha? Isha, since you're fond of speaking and forming speeches, whether it's impromptu, yes, you're very, very natural. I know I've dealt with that. But what are the key takeaways for you being a part of the workshop?
the public speaking workshop actually helped me learn how to express myself better. Sometimes there are just thoughts which you cannot express. They're just in your mind, but the way you express it, it's not the basic essence of that is not clear to the people actually hearing it. And I feel that public speaking is not just an activity you need to do in before 18. It helps you throughout your life. Even when you go for college interviews, the basic skill which you need is public speaking. Even if you have good grades and you are good at many activities, without public speaking, it becomes very difficult to get into colleges. And even later in your life, even when you're talking to your friends, if you do not have proper communication skills, then that becomes a huge problem.
Beautiful. So that realization came across when you guys participated in it. And that's such a mature thinking that you're actually thinking about the future, going into college, going for job interviews, how involving yourself into public speaking workshops helps you bring out your confidence and helps you express yourself, which is, yes, that is the key takeaway what we talk about in speaking, because it's not that everyone want to become a public speaker.
Public speaking.
Yes, Priya?
Public speaking is your personality. If that is, public speaking is exactly what you call having a charismatic personality and having that impact on people, so that you actually, sometimes, at least I have experienced this thing, that not always are the auditions or the tests or whichever they take, you might not always be successful in that. Like your grades might not be good, or your, your probably your CV might not be good, or something related to that. But when the person has a one-to-one introduction with you, that personality of yours is something which is the most attractive thing that anyone can have. So even if you are not good at some the credentials part, but if your personality and that speaking part and the communication part and impact is there, then nobody can stop you from reaching glory.
Yes, communication skill, of course, it's very, very
important role throughout our life.
Absolutely wonderful. So I'm so glad to hear all these testimonials from you all, and good to know that you understand all the benefits as well. Maybe that is the reason you were a part of the workshop then. Yes. Now let's get a little personal, if that's okay. Isha, would you want to share any time where you were upset about something with your parents? Okay, but instead of speaking about it to them, you decided to just keep it to yourself. So how would you feel at that little time, when you were like, should I talk about it? Should I not talk about it? I'm upset about this with my mom or dad or whoever. And you just decided to just keep it to yourself for some time. Are you that kind of a person? Or you just go and say that this is what I don't like, this is what this way?
I'm generally open with my parents.
Okay, so you don't plan to keep stuff to yourself and then you just go and express whatever you feel with your parents, right?
Yes.
That's nice. Anyone, now we are here. Would you want to throw some light on that? Any moment, time when you felt that? Navya, would you want to say that first?
Like, when it comes to me, I don't think that I'm the, sorry.
No, that's okay. Continue, Ria. We'll take that after you then. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying that when it comes to me, I'm not the kind of person who keeps things to myself, especially when it comes to my parents. If I have some issue with them, I tell them. But sometimes it's very natural. It's not something that I think of them as a flaw, but it has happened sometimes that what my intentions are or what my desires are, sometimes they don't completely understand that. Sometimes, like for example, there was this one incident where I really wanted Nike and Jordan. These are the pair of shoes which they have. So it is a little expensive. And my mom just told me that right now there is COVID going on. And what are you going to do of such an expensive pair of shoes? Which to some extent makes sense. It does. But for me, that particular thing was valuable. It was really valuable for me to have that possession, because maybe later on I would use it. It was not that I was never going to use it. And at that time, that particular material was in a lesser price as well. So I was even more inclined towards buying it.
What
And
happened
my
at
mom
the
was
end,
always
Ria?
like, and my mom and dad were always like, what's the use of it?
What
My mom
happened
and
by
dad
the
were
end of
always
it?
like, what is the what is the use of it? But my ultimate motive to explain them was that everything is not about use. Something is for your own happiness and just as a desire. So that thing till now they did not understand.
Okay, so
I
till
hope they
now
do
means you haven't
after
got it.
watching this.
You haven't got it. Okay. Well, I
No.
understand now. See, Ria, I think, has both the
I really
answers.
keep wishing that one day they surprise me. Or
So Ria has both the answers for herself. She says, "No, it makes sense
if
that
you're
I don't
watching this,
need it right now, and now, like, even then I want it." So we'll leave that to your mom and dad to decide.
but now I don't need it.
Now you don't need it. So that was a good decision only
Okay.
that was taken by you. Great.
I do need it,
So,
I said I do need it right now. Like right now I'm stepping out, so I do need
hmm. What about you, Navya? And what do you feel? Any moment in your life you were saying something?
I think there are definitely things which I've kept from my parents, but it's because there are just some things which you don't agree with your parents, and you have to listen to them, and you can't argue your way out of it. So you just can't be open about it, and you have to accept it. And there are some things you like it your way, but the thing is, after all, you're a family, so you need to adjust. But if it really, really disturbs you, like it's happened with me, like I've been really disturbed by one thing, but I would not go to my parents because I know that they are happy with it. So I do keep, like, it
Okay,
depends on
that's
the
fine.
situation.
That's fine. That's fine. It's natural. See, everyone is different. All five fingers are not the same, right? So it happens. Sometimes you are okay with not sharing with your parents. That's fine. So then what do you do about that, Navya? When it somewhere down the line when it bothers you, what do you do about it?
I would talk to my friends. Like, I think that's something, like, I have friends here who know me from childhood, like Isha and Ria only. Like, I know them from childhood. So, like, I would just maybe call them and tell them that this is the situation. So, what should I do? Should I tell my parents or should I just keep it to myself? Like, I think my friends would also help me decide what to do. But, there are just some times when my friend also does not know what to do. So, I have to keep it to myself.
I'm sure. Yeah, you will, as and when you will receive more um, inputs from your friends, and as and when you will see the stuff around, you will soon find solutions for that as well. And maybe, Navya, you never know, maybe just discussing with one of your parent may help. Sometimes we kind of put things in our head, like what if mama or papa thinks this way if I talk? But how about giving it just a shot? you know you never know. You never know, because as we say, the gap, when the communication gap is there, when we do not express what is in our mind with that relevant person, we are having that baggage with us, and we want to let go of that baggage, right? So if you let go of that baggage, as you yourself say, that happiness is the most important thing for life, isn't it? So if that baggage is related to X person, that X person can only help you get off that baggage. Y will not help you on that, right? So sometimes we do think about the results, but sometimes we just have to stop analyzing too much, because too much analysis is paralysis, is what we call, right? And just go with the flow, and you never know. Yes, Navya.
I do agree with you that I should go up to them. Like what I've been telling you right now, it had happened maybe a while back, but I think it's getting really better because I am able to communicate with all the family members, my grandfather, my mom, my dad, all of them. Like I'm I'm being very open to them right now.
It's great. It's great. It's because self-expression, there are many cases. I mean, if you all are this bunch of mature children, you know life, you know how to deal with stuff. And we'll see many cases of mental illness comes, when you keep things to yourself, when we do not express our emotions and thoughts and feelings. And because we don't want to hurt anybody, right? But when we think about ourselves, do you want to hurt yourself as well? And we sometimes think that the outcome will be this, but the outcome could be something else as well. So assumptions, what we call assumptions is nothing but assuming and making an ass of you and me, if you actually break out assume. So yeah, that's about it. All right, so let's have some fun now, okay? Are we set for some activity here? You want to have some fun now? So what this little activity is, I'm sure you all must have played this game before. And I'm going to give you a few words and you have to just describe that with an adjective or whatever, any word that just comes to your mind. Okay, one word will be described in one word, whatever comes to your mind. For example, if I say school, knowledge. If I say children, pure.
It's called connection. The name of the game is connection.
Connection. Okay, you all. Okay, fine. Thanks for that, Ria. So connection. That is the name of the game that we are playing. And let us start with connecting with Ria on that first, since she ignited us on the game, the name of the game. So Ria, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So let's start with you, Ria. Grass. Quick.
Green.
Clouds.
Green, I said.
Clouds.
Can you not hear me?
We heard you. Green. We heard that.
Can you not?
We heard you, Ria.
Okay. Clowns, funny.
Birds.
Clowns is funny. Fly.
Books.
Read.
Holiday. Quick.
Vacation.
You have to be quick. You can't think. Argument.
I said vacation. I'm not thinking even for a second. I'm just saying it. I think there's some problem with the internet.
All right, let's move. Argument.
Fighting.
Feelings.
Emotions.
Friend.
Isha.
Beautiful. All right. Now, let's start with Isha then. Flowers.
Pink.
Ocean.
Water.
Travel.
Fun.
Social media.
Instagram.
Failure.
Losing.
Dreams. Quick.
Sleep.
Warm.
Role model.
All right. Thank you, Isha. Navya. Mountains.
Breathtaking.
Trees.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Trees.
Green.
Home.
Happy.
Fear.
Scared.
Shopping.
Fun.
Movies.
Exciting.
Goals.
I'm sorry.
Goals. Goals. Goals.
Planning.
Dad.
Did you say sad?
Dad. Father.
Oh, role model.
All right. Now this was a close one. I wouldn't say all of you were very equal, although the speed could be more faster. That was good, fun game, and I really loved what you all actually connected it with. Okay, now the next game is called the rapid fire, and let's all thank Karan Johar for it because it's kind of inspired from him. It's the Coffee with Karan show, and we have these beautiful children here. So let's just thank Karan Johar for that invention, rapid fire, and we're going to play that same game. Remember, it's rapid fire. Okay, so you got to be rapid, quick on this. Okay, so let's take it in reverse order now.
Will we be asked questions or what?
Yeah, and you just need to answer quickly. You don't have to give us very long answers, just maybe sentences, phrases, or whatever. Okay? Okay, so let's start with Isha. Isha, are you there, my dear? Are you there? Isha, let's start.
Yes.
All right. So I have the same set of questions. So I'm going to take it like alternate, okay? It's not that Isha will complete the whole thing and then you all will complete the whole thing, because then I know you all are very smart and you'll think of all the answers you have to think. So I'm going to just take one question and all three of you one by one. So the sequence will be Isha, Navya, Riya, Isha, Navya, Riya. Okay? And when I say rotate, it will be opposite. It will be Riya, Navya, Isha, Riya, Navya, Isha. Okay? Right? So when I say rotate, just go on that. So let's start with Isha first. Isha, your favorite pastime?
Keyboard.
Navya, your favorite pastime?
Talking to my friends.
Riya?
Singing or listening to music.
One.
Singing.
Isha, your best friend?
Navya.
Navya, your best friend?
Isha.
Riya, your best friend?
Diksha.
Okay. Isha, being in school, being at home, what do you prefer?
Being in school.
Navya?
School.
Riya?
Being in school.
Yes, that's the most missing part for everybody when I'm missing school. Okay. Rotate. Riya, fame or money?
Money.
Navya?
Money.
Isha?
Fame.
Interesting. That's an interesting combination. Riya, books or movies?
Movies.
Navya?
Movies.
Isha?
Books.
Okay. Riya, on an average, how many hours on Instagram per day?
6 hours minimum.
Okay, Navya.
Always on Instagram, and when I'm sleeping, I just don't use Instagram that time.
Oh my God. Okay, Isha.
1 hour to 2, 1 to 2 hours.
Oh, nice. Okay. Rotate. Isha, do you believe in lying?
No.
Oh, really? Okay, Navya, do you believe in lying?
Yeah.
Riya?
I do believe in lying sometimes.
Yes, always, mostly.
Always, mostly. Okay. Isha, I know you're not too much on Instagram, but whom do you follow and why? If you follow anybody.
I follow only my friends.
Like what? Name one. Whom do you follow a lot and why? Why do you follow that person? One person, one name.
Navya.
And why?
Because she's my friend.
Okay. Navya, what about you? Whom do you follow and why?
I follow Isha's sister Manasvi. I follow her because I think she's a really nice person and I like the way she has handled her Instagram.
Interesting. Ria.
I follow Kendall Jenner because like she's my favorite model and I really like her posts and her outfits and her runaways and her interviews and everything. So yeah, Kendall Jenner. She's very gorgeous also. So yeah.
All right. So Ria, have you ever played a prank on anybody? Yes or no?
Yeah, I do it every day. Every day, every day.
Every day. Okay. Navya, what about you?
Yes, I have.
Isha?
I have.
All pranksters here. Okay. Ria, have you ever had a crush on anyone?
Yeah, I have. Celebrities
Oh,
specifically.
we didn't ask who. Okay, Navya. Have you had a crush on anyone? Unmute, my dear. Yes.
Yes,
Isha?
yes.
Isha?
Oh.
No? Okay. So now we know when Isha is saying, I don't believe in lying. This is true. Okay. Now, finally, the last question. Finally, the last question, Isha. If God came in front of you, what kind of world would you ask for from him?
Pardon?
If God came in front of you, what kind of world would you ask for?
Somewhere without any crime.
Without any crime. Navya?
No orthodoxity.
Okay, no orthodoxy. Iria?
I think the kind of world which I would ask for is a world full of Geminis because I've seen this that they are the zodiac which always matches with me, and then you won't be ever. Yeah, so basically, a world full of Geminis. That is the kind
A
of world
world
which
full
I
of
want.
Gemini, so basically a world full of people who matches you. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Right, so great. Everyone, please applaud for your friends. And let's do this little exercise. Please step a little back, stretch your right hand. Stretch your right hand. Stretch your right hand. Lift it up, lift it up, lift it up. Bend it a little, bend it a little, and pat yourself on your back. Since this is a virtual session, congratulations for doing this great job. This is self-acceptance. Congratulations on that. Okay. So now that comes to who will be the winner of this hamper. We will decide on that. Before winding up, final takes from the three of you about your experience on being on this chat show today. How do you feel? I know it's a very cliche question. How do you feel? But it's
What
like a
I feel is
mandatory
that,
question.
what I feel is that I feel really lighter when I have had these chat show, and I feel like I have expressed myself enough today. For today, I feel like now people know the kind of person I am, in and out. And also it was really nice having getting this importance from someone. Like this is the kind getting to know about you. You don't always get a chance to actually express yourself what you want.
Yes,
Some
yes. That's nice.
but
That's nice. The feeling of the deepest craving for human nature is being wanted, is being loved. So this is something, this is a takeaway for you all as well. How you feel when you feel important. So what can you do to make the other person also feel important and feel that feeling
I
that you
love
are
getting
feeling?
attention from people, so this is just a add on.
One. All right. Great, great. Great to hear that, Ria. Great to hear that you felt important. Great to hear that you're feeling lighter. And what about you, Navya?
Firstly, I think all of us were really honest. Like, as much as I know both of them, I think whatever they said today, they spoke truthfully. And I think that's really good. And like, you're going to have more talk shows. So, this is how, they know that, this is a very safe place and they can say whatever they want. So I think that is something which is there. And also, as Ria said, that, it was really good to speak. I also want to add one more thing, that I love watching the coffee show with Karan Johar. So this is like a mini version of it. So I actually really enjoy it.
I think all of us love watching such reality shows where, there are certain people. Like, I thoroughly love watching it, be it any reality show.
Wonderful. So you're feeling like the guests, like Karan Johar has actually invited you over and you're feeling like the guests of it. Wonderful. Okay, Disha, what about you?
I feel that I actually learned more about myself through this.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Isha takes the cake.
Yeah, wow, beautiful, Isha. And you know what? That's the beauty. That's the beauty, If the more you listen to other people, that's when you realize, okay, that is something that is resonating with me as well. And you start to think that what am I feeling in that moment? Right? So this is a wonderful takeaway. Thank you, Isha. That's a single one-liner and a very powerful thing that I discovered more about myself. That was very, very powerful, Isha. And for that, Isha, because you were being very honest as well, and you were being quick as well, and I loved your rapid fire answers as well. It resonated a lot with me. And as I said, my judgment will be the final judgment. So this hamper goes to you, my dear. Yeah. Please accept it. Please accept it. It will reach your doorstep by tomorrow. And please accept it. Okay? Great. With that, thank you, girls. Thank you so much for coming and sparing your valuable time. I think you all are the busiest people on this planet. Yeah.
That is
back
true.
schedule. Yeah. So, and it's wonderful to connect with all of you. And as we always say, self-expression is the key for mental well-being. And today we were fortunate enough to listen. And I am so happy that this bunch of children that we have today are mature girls who know the ways, shows the way. And I'm sure you're going to go higher on your way as well. Thank you for being with us and love you all. Bye-bye.